Hi guys.
Hello.
So we wanted to talk about our eggs today.
The ones in our refrigerator?
No, the ones in my uterus. No, it's my ovaries. Before you watch the rest of this video, I want you to stop what you're doing, put your phone down, and subscribe.
Make sure to click the notification bell and leave a comment below if you guys liked this video. Make sure to give it a nice big thumbs up. We know from the last video we made that we got a very big support. A lot of our friends on Facebook, a lot of people, you guys on Twitter, commented saying thank you for telling our story to you guys. It's shocking to hear how many people have gone through the same issue as we have. So if you guys do like our videos, like the first one, I know you're gonna like the second one, to keep up to date, make sure you subscribe, and you gotta hit that little bell on there to get the notifications.
And there's a lot of people that we know that I was like getting comments from that I'm like, did you know they went through IVF? Did you know they went through IVF? And it's just, like I said in our last video, it's such a common thing that no one talks about. It's 1 in 8 women have infertility issues. That's crazy. So we are so glad we get to be a voice for that community and share our story with everyone who's done it, going through it, or could potentially go through it.
But again, don't forget to subscribe, because if you're not subscribing and not clicking the bell, you're not going to know what's going to happen.
And leave a comment. We love hearing from you guys.
Trust me, we will answer you, so don't think that if you leave a comment, we're not going to answer you. I promise you, we will answer everyone.
Yes. I'm going to start off by apologizing. The meds are making my brain crazy.
Yeah, she's taking a lot of medication for the whole IVF stuff that she has to do. And
my brain has not been with it. But I'll get to that later. So the last we spoke, I was going to my first IVF appointment. I was on birth control. I was stopping the birth control.
Yeah, we also gave you our entire life story of why we're on IVF.
Yeah. So at that doctor's appointment, he told me which day to stop the medication as well as which day to start the injections and what my dose was. I then went back a second day to learn how to give myself the injections. And I got the meds ordered. We ordered the meds and they got delivered I had to actually sign for the package, so they got delivered to my office. I got a lot of meds and a lot of needles. Some of it was refrigerated, some of it is not. There's a few different kinds of medication you can be put on for IVF, but the two that I'm just going to talk about the drugs that I'm on or that were introduced to me, even though I have more in my possession. I'm on Menopur, Gonal R, and it's the Gonal F. It's the Ready Inject pen.
Who names this stuff?
I don't know. And Cetratide. So the Gonal and the Cetratide go in the fridge. The Menopur stays out. And if you're going through IVF, just go by your doctor's recommendations and their instructions on injecting, because everything I heard was different than the way my doctor wants me to do it. I'll explain how my doctor wants me to do it, but that's just the way my doctor told me to do it. It was a lot of meds. We were very lucky for our insurance to cover most of it. When we priced it out of pocket, it was about $5,000. I found a bunch of rebates to get it down to about $2,300 out of pocket, but since our insurance covers it, originally we only spent $200, and then I've had to refill a few things because dosage had changed. So I think we spent about $320 on all the meds, which is not bad at all compared to $5,000. So where we are in the cycle now, I am on day 5. Tonight is day 6 of injections. I've gone to the doctor twice to check growth on the follicles. They are growing, but they're slower than they want. Today they counted 31 follicles that are growing that they can see. And they just upped my dosage again. So I'm on 450 units of Gonal F and 2 vials of Menopur. That they just upped as well. Basically every night About an hour before I inject, I take the gonal out of the fridge. I dial it to my dose, and I inject. With the Menopur, it's kind of a science experiment. You helped me the one night.
So I hang out with a lot of EMTs and paramedics, so I know how the paramedics, stick a needle into a vial, pull back, and all that. So I actually had a show where I actually had to do that.
They showed me at the doctor's office, but the way they showed me, I couldn't do it. My dad used to do insulin. I've given myself injections before, but for some reason this was hard because you have to mix it. You're not just pulling the medicine in. So with the Menopur, I take a really long needle, stick it into a bottle of saline, pull out, put that into a bottle of powder. That dissolves. I mix it in that vial, pull back and inject, and switch the needle and inject that. So I'm using 2 needles every night for 1 injection. That one burns. Every night I think I've said, "Oh, this burns." I have a high pain tolerance, so I'm not it's not an ow.
I don't feel anything.
I know. But it
Just
is like a, that's a feeling. So I'm interested tonight when we do 2 vials, if that's going to be different. The only symptoms I've had, I'll tell you what I've experienced, and he'll say if he's noticed anything different. My brain doesn't work. I literally can't do anything. I just feel stupid at all times. There was one time at work, I marked an email as unread because I was going to handle it later. 5 seconds later, went to stand up from my desk. I looked at my computer and went, "Oh, I have an email." Read it and was like, "Oh, yeah, marked it as unread." Marked it as unread, went across the office to talk to a friend, came back, literally told her the story, came back to my desk and was like, "Oh, I have an email." And I was like, "Oh, I feel so stupid."
She's getting pregnancy brain, and she's not even pregnant yet.
I turned on the grill and I left the lid open. Thank God I turned around. I've done pretty stupid stuff. I've literally felt my ovaries growing, which is such a weird feeling, just like right here, just on each side, it's painful. There's nothing you can do about it. And I've had I got those weird migraines where all of a sudden just debilitating migraines out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I go to sleep.
The other day, she actually was able to talk her entire office to shutting off the lights.
I basically walked in with my sunglasses, sat down at my desk with my sunglasses, and everyone was having a really relaxed Thursday. So I was kind of like, "Hey guys, who would be okay with shutting off the lights?" And they did, and we worked the entire day with the lights off. And the people I work with are amazing. I love them all. Have you noticed anything different?
With you?
Yeah,
She's very snappy. So you know how some women, they get very snappy during their period, that time of the month. A lot of the emotional essence of a woman being on her period, Amy actually gets.
Because it's hormones.
Oh yeah, no, different mood swings. Sometimes she's super happy, and the other time she's ready to rip my head off, and I'm just sitting here watching TV.
I cry randomly. I was watching a YouTube video of a little girl who did Bippity Bob Boutique and then ate at Cinderella's Royal Table. I cried. Just straight up cried watching the video.
By the way, speaking of that, we have a friend that is actually a cast member in Disney. She just became a fairy godmother in training. So I want to say congratulations to her. She's been doing it for, I think, 3 days now, 4 days now. She told me the other day that she did her first princess. Congratulations to her. And we have another cast member friend that is going for job interviews, trying to get to Coronado. So good luck to her as well. Just wanted to at least mention that.
The other thing I've noticed is I'm a lot thirstier and hungry. So I all the time feel like I'm overly full, just have that really full feeling in my stomach.
I'm a bottomless pit, so I don't know how that feels.
But I was I'm sitting in a meeting today, and I was so, I had that full feeling, and my stomach growls, and I was like, I guess I should probably eat lunch. Today I packed apple slices for lunch. That's all I packed. I put them in the bag, closed the cooler, walked out the door, didn't remember my sandwich that was in the fridge. So, pregnancy brain. I think that's it for symptoms. That's all I've noticed so far. I may notice more when my dose increase and there's more meds mixed in. Super fun.
Yeah, apparently the doctors are upping her meds a little bit. They found out she's certifiable.
Yay. And then I get more meds added in on Sunday. Sunday, I just want to talk about the one med. Sunday I start Cetratide, which is another one that you mix. I haven't done it yet, so I can't totally describe it. Similar to the Menopur, that one goes in the fridge, and that's to prevent ovulation. So as your eggs grow, if they get large enough, they'll just ovulate. That's going to stop it. That'll allow me not to ovulate and keep the eggs growing.
This is so confusing. It goes from being on birth control for a week to coming off birth control to taking an injection so you can't ovulate even though you want to be ovulating with the fertilized eggs.
And then when I'm ready to ovulate, I take an injection to make me ovulate.
Yeah, you can't make this up.
Good stuff, guys. I went to the doctor this morning, actually. They counted, on my right side, they counted 10 eggs at 10 millimeters and 5 less than 10 millimeters. And then on the left side, same thing, but 11 follicles at 10 millimeters and 5 less than 10 millimeters.
There's going to be a test on this. Wait.
I can like say it really fast like the doctor said it, but I'll just confuse everybody, so I won't do it. With that, because they're not the size they want them to be at this point, they did increase the meds. Like I said, I'm now on 400 of the Gonal F. I'm at 450. I was originally at 225, so they really upped it. They doubled the dose. Same thing with Menopur. I was on 1 vial, now I'm at 2. So they completely doubled my dose. Everyone's different. As of right now, we're shooting for the egg retrieval next Friday. But
hopefully. It
really depends on how everything goes. The next steps are basically I'm going to continue the injections on Sunday in 2 days. I'm going to start the Cetrotide to prevent ovulation. And then next week I go to the doctor a few times to tell me when to trigger, and then we'll figure out when egg retrieval is. After egg retrieval, I have 5 days off of the injections, and then we do a transfer and I start injections all over again. But these injections are even more fun because Josh gets to help.
But you know what though, at that stage of the game, we're trying to make sure that the embryo stays attached to the uterus wall. As long as the embryo stays attached, you know what though, it's all downhill from there. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I know I'm not the one taking the needle, but it's a good thing that she would be taking those extra injections afterwards.
Yeah, and I'm thankful he gets to participate, because at this point, it's just me every night sitting at the dining room table.
I supervise from the couch, give her moral support.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. We just wanted to fill you in and update you. We are going to take the next 2 weekends off for the Passover holiday, as well as to kind of focus on ourselves during the egg retrieval and the transfer.
But after Passover is over, so... what is that, in 3 weeks, we'll give you another update on what happened during those 2 weeks.
How the transfer went, how the egg retrieval went, because that's an anesthesia procedure.
And then we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for watching.
And
see you real soon.